Thank you, Deputy President. My adjournment matter is for the Minister for Mental Health, Mr Foley, and the action I'm seeking is for the Minister to get in touch with the UK Parliament Minister of Loneliness and consider developing a Victorian strategy for tackling loneliness. And I have to say, last week I was, in fact, probably just the other day, I was in London, and I met with the inaugural Minister, Tracy Crouch, and spoke to her about how they had developed this strategy and what was the basis for it. And it really, I mean, loneliness really is a significant issue, and not just in the UK, but here as well. In fact, Harvard University equates the health issues, the health impact of loneliness equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. So a half a pack a day smoker it also is linked to obesity. We know that people who are lonely turn up at emergency departments far more often than anyone else. So they've developed a strategy called A Connected Society, laying the foundations for change. And it really is a brilliant across-government strategy. So, we know that society's changing and we live and work in very different ways. Employment practices have changed. We're living longer, but not necessarily better. We may be working long distances. We may have to move for our work. So we are finding that social isolation is an emerging issue. And in the UK, they say somewhere around 18% of people in the UK experience loneliness at some stage of their life. And I think the figure would be very similar in Victoria. As I mentioned, it's linked to obesity, coronary heart disease, stroke. It is a precursor to depression, cognitive decline, and an increase in Alzheimer's. So it's a significant issue. Over in the UK, all ministries have had loneliness added to their portfolio. They're developing a measurement for loneliness. It's looking at how we plan cities, how we do new suburban planning, how we do housing, how we do transport. There's even on the PBS, they're doing social prescribing. So rather than prescribing a happy pill, they're prescribing a whole range of different activities or volunteering. So I think this is a really good idea, and I think it works alongside the Royal Commission for Mental Health. It doesn't need to wait till that commission's finished. So as I said, I would please ask the Minister to reach out to Minister Davies in the UK and also look to develop a strategy for loneliness in Victoria.